Welcome to Martin's Institute of Teaching. So today we're going to be working on Pep8. Here I've written out this very simple program. This is how you add two numbers or two values in Pep8. So first thing you do is you write branch and then to main. Then you're going to write your global variables here. Or that's what I did here in this program. I just added the global variables here. So I have number one, and this is this is how you write it. You say number one, semicolon, dot block two. And what you're saying there is you're saying, okay, so create a global variable that's of 2 bytes. And you can change how many bytes you want by just changing 2 here to whatever you want, to 0, 2, 4, 5, 6. You can. So I created 3 global variables, number 1, number 2, and result. So when you start this program is Pep8's going to start up top here, and it's going to branch to the main. So it's going to jump from here to here. And it's going to do this first command. This first command, what it's saying is load, or LDA, which is load the accumulator. And what you're going to load the accumulator with is with 4, and you're going to do it immediately. So after that, the next command says STA, which means store the accumulator into number 1 directly. So when you have a variable here, like I have number 1, you do it directly. When you want to add something to the accumulator, like a number, like an actual 4, well then you just do it immediately. Now, let's see. So when we initially created block 2, it's not going to have anything in it. So that's why the first thing we did is we loaded 4 into the accumulator. The accumulator is a register. It's just one funky register that we used to add or do math with Pep8. So here we have 4 that we're loading into the accumulator. We're storing it into the variable number 1. Now, if you were using Java or if you're using C, what this command right here, number 1 dot block 2, what that actually would represent is saying int number 1, and that's basically it. So let's continue on from there. So now the next thing we're doing is after we're storing the value 4 into number 1, into the variable number 1, we're going to actually load the accumulator with another number, number 2. And we're going to immediately add that to the accumulator. And then we're going to store that value into number 2, which is, we're just doing the same thing again, except this time we're adding a value to number 1, we're assigning 4 to number 1, and we're assigning number 2 to number 2. And now we're going to load number 1 back into the accumulator, and now we're going to use this command, add a. What that means is add to the accumulator. We're going to add this variable number 2 to the accumulator. Now currently, first thing we did is we loaded number 1 into the accumulator, and now we're going to add number 2 to the accumulator. Once that's done, we're going to store that value into result, which is another variable that we have over here. And then in order to print out whatever is in result, we say deco, which means decimal out. And we're going to do it to result. So we're going to print out to the screen result. And whenever you're writing one of these Pep8 programs, you have to write stop and .n at the end in order for it to know that you're done coding. So if I run this, we're going to get the output over here, which is just 6. But I could change this value to, let's say, a 3. And you'll see that the output is going to change to 7. So, yeah, so now this is if we wanted to add. If we want to subtract, it's also quite simple. So instead of saying here, when we wrote add, we just write sub. Subtract from the accumulator. So if we do that, it's 4 minus 3. So when we do that, we should just get 1 right here. And there you go. So that is how you add and subtract in Pep8. So what you do is you load into the accumulator what you want. So we loaded these values into the accumulator, and then we stored that value into our variable. Then we loaded another value into the accumulator, and we stored that value into this variable. And so, in order for us to subtract these two values, well, then we have to load the one that we want to be subtracted, number 1, and then we subtract what we want from it. We use sub a. Or if you wanted to add, you'd say add a. And that's how you would add or subtract from whatever the first value is that you put in there. And then we stored the result that was in there, or we stored what's in the accumulator into result, and then we just printed it out, deco out. So okay, I'm gonna make you a few more videos on Pep8. So hope you enjoyed the first one. So good luck in your classes, and see you later.